Okay, welcome to Happy Piano Learning. Today I'm going to explain to you why I feel like the major scales are really important to learn. And if you give me a second, actually, I'm going to try and pull up something else, which is this. A C major scale is like this, basically, from C to C, running up the keyboard, or you can go from D to D, or C sharp to C sharp, or whatever, G to G. Okay. Now, the reason why I think it's important, a lot of teachers, they tend to teach the kids a song straight away, which is pretty good to keep students motivated. But like what I found is that the kids can only play between a specific range for such a long time. So, for example, when you start off, normally you have this range from here. You play these notes. But what happens then is the kids, if they practice on their own, they don't really know what to do. They don't know what's going on around the rest of the keyboard. And that actually what they're playing here, from here to here, has just been repeated all over the keyboard. Here, here, and here. And this is why I introduce scales quite quickly into my students' lives, because then when I'm not there and they're told to practice whatever or practice the scales, which you should do, they can experience how it is to play along the whole keyboard and not just in the limited range, which is like the first 2 months of your piano career or life. Okay, so what is a scale? Scale goes from C to C. You can double it, or you can go all the way along. And the way I teach the kids is basically, I find with every scale, well, most scales is kind of like a system going on. So when you play, when you remember or internalize this system, then you can play pretty much all the scales, especially the white keys. The black keys are a little bit different, a little bit more tricky after a while, but on a couple of them, you can play the system too. So with this one system, you should be able to play most of the keys on the white, most of the white keys, most of the scales on the white keys, and a few on the black keys. So what's the system? Basically, okay, let's use the C major scale. And what we want to do, these are fingers. Normally, if you're brand new, your fingers are typically shown to be the thumb is number 1, the index finger is number 2, middle finger is number 3, ring finger is number 4, and little finger is number 5. And on the left hand is the opposite. So basically, what you got to do is 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. So these are things you're using 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 1 being on the C. And let me see if I can change this to numbers for a second. Change this to numbers. Okay, so you got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then you tuck your finger under like this, twisting motion, and then you start on the F as the 1 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you tuck your finger under again to the 1, 2, 3, and then again finger under 1, 2, 3, 4. And the only time you ever use your little fingers on the last note. Okay, so it should be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 when you want to finish. Okay, so that's what you got to remember. That's the system you got to remember in order for you to learn the scales quickly. You can also read the music sheets, and typically it tells you on the music sheets. It can be a little bit confusing at times, but in most cases it's exactly the same. So yeah, that's what you guys should try and remember to do when you're starting to play the scales. Okay, look out for some more videos and subscribe if you like it and you want more content. And yes, see you soon.